Good evening, everyone. It's Eric with His&Hers HHQ. I know I've been a little off schedule over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, but we're still working out some technical difficulties. So, real quick, before we get to the big reveal, we did switch over to a new video editing software, and my son is still trying to get it figured out. We are working on getting the video quality up to 1080p, but understand it's recorded in 4K on this phone. It's just downgrades to 1080p automatically, but the problem is the old video editing software downgraded it even further to 720 or something like that. Anyway, this new editing software isn't allowing him to download the video from the editor to the laptop, and then so he can upload it to YouTube. So we're still working on a few little bugs and a few little glitches here and there, but you know, it's a learning process, but we'll get there. So that's the technical issues. We're working on it, and hopefully we'll get right back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's see. Oh yes. When it pertains to this build, so I was completely and totally stressing the custom decals. I picked up custom decal paper, but I don't know, I have to play around with the settings and fiddle fudge with things and fart around and all that stuff in order to get the decals right, I guess. But I don't know, it's some A4 paper. It's really hard to explain. You'll have to see it. So I was really stressing the custom decals for this build because I wanted it to turn out great. And yes, I have a second YouTube channel, and that is under my actual name, or well, under my name. It's not for the hobby itself. And while I promise you, of the 300 plus people I'm subscribed to that I watch on there, roughly 85% of them are models. And I don't mind if somebody sees that, but some of the other stuff I'm subscribed to tends to get into the political or apolitical or even comedy or something. And mind you, I'm a what we jokingly call a dysfunctional veteran. I have a unique sense of humor, shall we say, which you will notice I try to really keep away from the hobby here, just, you know, because I want to encourage more people to follow this. And if I start running off at the mouth like I might if I were back in the motor pool or something like that, back in the Army, it would probably turn people away, and we don't want that. So anyway, here I am, I'm stressing the decals, and one of the other model channels I'm subscribed to, I want to say it was Throttle Power. He released a video the same day I realized I was having issues with my own decal paper. And later on that night, between the day he released it and the next day, it was late night, early morning-ish, I caught his video. And I am so glad I did, and I have to shout him out. I really, really thank you for this. He turned me on to another modeler who is doing custom decals for people, and he's really reasonable rates and top quality decals. He highlighted a lot of photos and stuff of builds using this guy's decals, and they were phenomenal. So I looked him up, gave him a phone call. I sent him a copy of the what I was looking for, and yeah, it came in the mail real quick, and they are phenomenal decals. So I am going to shout out STS Scale Model Decals. I got this business card in the mail with the decals. Custom water slide decals. This guy does it all for you. It's if you already have something, you can send it to him, or if you have an idea, you guys can float ideas back and forth. You set agree upon a price, pay the price. He starts working with you, sends you proofs to let you agree to what you're specifically looking for. Then he prints them out and gets them in the mail. Mine happened to show up, I believe he mailed them out this past Monday. I got them Wednesday. Well, so I got them, actually, no, let me, okay, see, my brain is gone. I got them on Tuesday, believe it or not. I got them Tuesday. I got them the next day. They were sent today, but I got them the next day. Showed up. They were packaged quite professionally, like professional decals. But they were custom decals just for me, precisely what I was looking for. And he was real easy to work with, real easy to talk to. And yeah, give this guy a try. He's over on Facebook at STS Scale Model Decals. Obviously, here's his phone number. You can find all that information on their Facebook page, and give them a try. If you've got some ideas, you got some artwork, you got some digital prints on your computer, and you're wanting to put that on a model, give this guy a try. It's definitely well worth it. When we post the reveal photos, we are going to attempt to link his page on our Facebook page. So you can definitely check him out. Now, next, this kit, the AMT 1953 Ford pickup truck with operating tailgate and hood, 3-in-1 stock custom service model kit, comes with a surprise little package in it. And this is, I've seen these before, but this is the first time I've ever put one together. But check this out. It is a replica of the model box. And when I give this model to the downtown service station, they're going to get the box too, the little box. So, okay, I had a handful of issues. Real quick, this is the display base. The little holes there are, once the reveal is situated, I'm going to run the cables through the axles the way they're supposed to, through the little holes, mount the model to the base. I gave it this nice pretty little gold paint job. I did the street-like look up here, well, the parking lot-like look up here. Now I intended to do something like an insert for the truck to look like it's sitting in front of the downtown service station, but I had a couple of pictures, and no matter how you stretched it, because of how this goes, I couldn't get it to work. One of these days I'll get there and I can do something like that, and I apologize. It was just something I was hoping to be able to do, but I couldn't do it at the moment. But so this is the AMT from round 2. It is the AMT display case. I had to modify it because this display case is not meant, it'll fit the truck as a truck with 1.5 millimeters separating the top of the hood and the inside top of the clear case. It does not leave room for an optional rotator or light bar or anything like that. So it's not great, it's not perfect. I wish I could have done something better about it, but I had to get this on here. That piece of tape there is just holding it in place while a little bit more glue dries. It should be done by morning, so that all I have to do is attach that to the base, put the case on, over it, and I can take it down to the downtown service station. Okay, on to the review. AMT's 1953 Ford pickup. This is a service truck. Here we go. What we have here is the downtown service station, their logo, their phone number as it might appear on an actual service truck. Really heavily patinaed, just like I told him I pictured going on. I do believe these are called California mirrors are in place. The rotator is in place. And I don't know how well you can see it. Spare tire, toolbox with an oil rag, yes. Jack, the hose with the air chock. And if you look very carefully, how I set up the regulators on the top of the tank. Now, again, understand, the tanks being molded from the, those are the 2 oxygen tanks that came with acetylene bottles for a torch. The air chock is actually supposed to be an acetylene torch. I've clipped it, shaped it, and changed it up a bit, and it is now an air chock. The air hose. The dials here are actually part of the regulator that are mounted on the bottles, but they've obviously been modified. I've covered that in previous videos. You got your handles here so you can switch back and forth between air tanks. They are strapped down to the dolly, and you have a wheel chock and a chock block up under the dolly here, keeping it flat and upright, just like you might do in an actual service truck. The cables supporting the tailgate, which is mounted open, are actual threaded or beaded cable that you're supposed to be able to do necklaces or whatever with. But anyway, so it's got more of a realistic feel here. I did go with the Missouri license plate decal that came with the kit. I just changed it up, rusted it up a little bit because it was behind the bumper because of the way it was designed. Geez, I don't know how well you can see it. You see the Ford F-100 emblem? I have this here. I don't recommend you do this, but I have this metallic metallizer lacquer. It's aluminum plate. It says it's a buffing. My bottle of this stuff dried out. I got it down. I had used down to about here on it, and it had dried out. Like the entire interior dried out. And I was low in despair, wondering what I'm going to do with this when, let me see. Well, dadgummit, I might have put it up already. Well, anyway, I have a brush. Oh, here it is. I have a brush that I had trimmed the bristles down on. So it's kind of a really stiff bit. And what I did was I had dipped it in there without thinking about it, dipped it in there, and all I got was powder. And I looked at it and discovered it had dried out, and now all I had is this powder. So while I was messing around with things, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this, I discovered I can use the powder and buff it in place. Now, you can't even begin to get this on camera, honestly. But if you sit here and continuously work this powder and just keep going, keep working this powder, as you can see, what you wind up with is this really high gloss, high shine area. It gets to take on a mirror-like finish, actually. And that's what I did to create the chrome backing for the taillight lenses. But I got to thinking about it, like, how am I going to deal with the Ford F-100 emblem? I put some of it on this because it's a flat surface, and I said I wonder if it would actually stick to the raised detail. And sure enough, you see, you got that F-100 highlighted without messing up any of the other area. So I discovered something on my own. I could do that and use a hard piece of plastic, use my powder buff, and poof, I have raised detail without messing anything up. So if you look on the inside there, I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a nice little coffee cup sitting on the seat, because, you know, it's early morning. He's driving on his way to work. He's got himself a coffee. He finishes it before he gets there, sets it on the seat, and forgets about it. And he's got the old oil rag or shop rag up on the dash. Push bumper in the front, of course. The fender mounted turn signals, and the I'm actually amazed. I love this build. I love the way it turned out. I really hope the families, the gentlemen down there at the downtown service station here in Waynesville, like this. But yeah, so here it is. Um, Again, I'm recording this. It is the 18th of May. It is, well, technically actually now the 19th of May, so it's Wednesday into Thursday morning. I will be taking this to the downtown service station later today, the 19th of May, and dropping it off to them. And I really, really hope they like what I produced for them. So again, this is the downtown service station, 117 Historic Route 66 East, Waynesville, Missouri. Be sure you stop in. If you're getting your kicks on Route 66, get your gas with these guys. Maybe get your tires rotated. Maybe you got a flat, you know. These guys will help you out. An oil change, you've put 3,000 miles on your car, 5,000 miles on your car, need that oil change, stop in, check these guys out. Great family-oriented atmosphere, family-run business. I will be keeping their business card. I'm going to put something together. So here on the wall right in front of me, when I begin to get some better, I don't know, or more space here, I'm going to put something up on the wall where I can put business cards or decals or stickers or something. I do have my Auto World placard over here that I want to get put up, the Auto World store, but these guys are going to go up there, and yeah, so this has been a fun journey. 4.5 weeks took to do this build. I know a lot of the guys out there, a lot of the other fellow modelers and fellow YouTubers that do this, they can whip out one of these things in 5 days, 10 days maybe. But when that's really what they're focusing on, that, you know, they can do it. Took me 4.5 weeks. I averaged roughly 17 to 20 hours a week working on the model, which isn't really a lot, actually. And I'm talking about a 7-day period, not a 5-day period. 7-day period, 17 to 20 hours over a week. So 4.5 weeks, you're looking at roughly 85 hours ish, give or take. Total time on this. So that's what we're looking at hour wise. Definitely been a fun build. I know in the last video you guys got to hear my granddaughter in the background, and that was a fun ride, and she is one of the biggest reasons I don't work on the models as often as I might, because she takes up so much of my time. She loves her grandpa and I love her. We just, you know, hang out, and grandpa's silly and plays the right cartoons for her, and we just have a good old time. And I'm grandpa. That's what grandpas do, right? But anyway, I digress. So I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you enjoyed the process as I explained it as we went along. Be sure to look for the next build. I am actually kind of looking forward to this, kind of like taking a break. I'm going to be doing a straight out of the box build. I'm thinking it's going to be a helicopter, and the reason being is I got my granddaughter hooked on cars. Mind you, she is 16 months old. I got her hooked on watching car videos and air show videos. And one of the air show videos we were watching had helicopters in it, and she just, oh my gosh, she just absolutely flipped over it. And I realized on my shelf of builds, I don't have a helicopter. I've got a dozen helicopter kits, but I don't have a built helicopter. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of my helicopters. I've got two of one. It's a Sea King classic kit. One of them is more of a classic kit than the other. It's actually from the 60s or 70s. It's like an LAPD or LA Sheriff's Department helicopter. It comes with little figures and stuff. I'm going to check out, open both boxes and give them a look-see and go from there. But we will do a straight out of the box build with one of them. I will take the time out to do a little bit of cleanup and stuff like that, but it'll be just a straight out of the box build. I do try to emphasize you can build straight out of the box. You don't have to do cleanup or anything like that. You don't have to pull out the files or the X-Acto blades or something like that and the sandpaper and smooth things. But I want to, when it comes to the aircraft, I really do want to try to ensure at least the sprue points and seam lines that aren't supposed to be are cleaned up. So that's just me personally. You can always build just straight out of the box and come up with a nice looking kit, and that's what I want to show. I want to get first time builders or returning builders who haven't been in the hobby in forever and a day. I want to give them an example. You can turn out a really nice kit with very little effort, straight out of the box. You don't have to go with all the bells and whistles. I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. Be sure to follow us over on Facebook at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us over on Facebook. Have a good day.